Side quest, welcome back to the football card quest, guys. Big news. This is why we're on a side quest, because we love to play best ball here in the heat of the summer and the off season. We get to look at ADPs, and my favorite format by far is Superflex Bestball on underdogfantasy.com. We are affiliated with them, but it is ultimately a blast. Like, I became a huge fan of their platform before I became affiliated with them, so I absolutely believe in their platform and the draft that they put out every year. And my favorite format is Superflex because of the priority it places on quarterback. We're going to talk about it. We're going to pull up the winning Superflex draft from last year that we did in Sleeper, so it's not directly going to be the same as this best ball format. We're going to look and see what kind of ADPs we're going to get. We're going to hop into a live draft. You guys are out there in the chat. Join in with me, guys. It's only a $5 entry, $50,000 to first place, and it's going to fill up quick. There's already 15,200 entrants, and it's only going to 55,000. And if you're new to it, like, promo code QUEST gets you a 100% instant deposit bonus at sign up. So we're going to be talking about game theory. We're going to be talking about Vegas odds for the biggest point totals. We're going to look at some potential team stacks, game stacks. Let's see who showed up in the chat. JJ Bama, what's up? Long time no see. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, man. Guys, underdogfantasy.com. Promo code QUEST if you're new to it. I think JJ Bama is already on there, but literally you get a 100% instant deposit bonus, and the Puppy 2 Superflex is live. So let's hop into this thing. Actually, I want to give it just a couple minutes here and give you guys a chance to get in. I want to talk about the you definitely need to, because, dude, look, the thing is, you can do 20 to 30 of these because it's all about the draft. You draft a team, big bench, and then throughout a weekly basis, throughout the season, they're going to automatically optimize the roster for you. They're going to give you the most amount of points for the quarterback on your team, the most amount of points for the running backs, wide receivers, tight end, the one flex, the one super flex in this format, which I really, really love because it is the most closely correlated to the sports card market with the way hobbyists prioritize their budget on quarterbacks and with the way that quarterbacks can move the needle the quickest in a breakout performance, that kind of thing. So we really want to look at game theory, team stacks. We want to look at ADP, so where fantasy gamers are valuing. Because in best ball, without roster moves on a weekly basis, you really want to stack it so where you make your picks as if you're right, and you want to pick the guys that are going to perform the best throughout the season. And in these big formats, they're going to consolidate down from 55,000 entrants in at the end of week 14. They're going to pick a winner from each of those leagues. You take 55,000, divide that by 12. You get a number that it's going to consolidate down to. And then they're going to consolidate it down again every week after that until they get a winner at the end of week 17. And so you can see the winner, $50,000 first place prize. So you really want to get to win your league through week 14, most accumulative points to week 1 through week 14. And then you want to win your 12-man league every week thereafter. So you can get that $50,000 first place prize. But I mean, even with $5 entry, you can get 20, 10. Let's go ahead and hop in. Let's spin this thing up. Friday afternoon, just kind of spontaneous. I know this thing's going to fill up quick, so I want to do as many of these as I possibly can. We're going to be live again Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're not able to get into this one with me, because I don't know how many people are going to be in this draft room when I click enter, but I would recommend, like, if you want to get in the draft room with me, do it, man. And if you're new here, we talk all things fantasy football and football card related. So there's going to be a lot of football card information and kind of data points and stuff that we talk about as we go through this draft, as well as maybe we have some time for some potential eBay sniping at the end. Of course, if you got any, post them up in the chat for our peeps out there. Let's do it. Let's click enter. You guys ready? Boom. Let's do it. So, yeah, we got plenty of room in this draft. If anybody is out there, you guys are able to get in this Friday afternoon. It is absolutely blazing hot outside, so I hope you guys are staying in the AC. Sean, fix your life right now, man. Go sign up, underdogfantasy.com, promo code QUEST, man. Do it. If you put in $100, you get an instant $100 deposit bonus, but you can put in as little as 10. and get a $10 instant deposit bonus. And that's 4 entries. Check my math. That's 4 entries into this tournament with a chance to win that $50,000 first place prize at the end of week 17. Oh, Derek said change this to dark mode and we can see it better. Boom. How's that? Can you guys see the draft room better there? Let's see. We zoom in a little bit. But we'll pull up the draft. Well, that's different. That's different. But maybe that is easier to see. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you guys. Sean says, I'm tied up with work right now, but maybe the Sunday. Yes, Sunday at 2 p.m. we'll be live again. Hey, what is going on? Brooke in the house. All right. Definitely easier to see. Good. I like that, man. I like things that are easier to see. I'm fired up. This is going to be exciting. I did one yesterday. I wasn't too crazy. Real quick, why this thing is filling up. Draft starts in 30 seconds. This is the perfect time to show you guys what the let's see. There it is. Boom. 17 seconds, but I've got time to share with you guys the draft board from last year that was the winning roster. So I made it to the finals in the league. I drafted Kyler Murray at the back end of the first round and then waited on Jameis Winston. Ended up making a trade for Jameis Winston about 1/3 through the season for Heineke. I tried to give Heineke a run. Also dealt with injuries to Kyler Murray. I kind of barely made it into the playoffs and did okay in the playoffs. But ultimately, I lost to Troy Bois, won the league here, went Devontae Adams, Jonathan Taylor, then got Aaron Rodgers in the third. So I think the best value is to get quarterbacks in the third through fifth round. You definitely want to get probably 2 quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds. And we're going to look at that. Blaine also made it to the finals. It was actually Blaine versus Troy Baugh in the finals here, BTY. He drafted Josh Allen, in the first, and Eckler, Hopkins, Carson. So we're going to look at that. I'm going to potentially think about, I'm drafting at the 2.1. Oh, and Josh Allen's out there doing it. I'm going to get my first exposure here to Josh Allen. That is weird, though. This night version doesn't have any color to it. That doesn't bother you guys? Like, this has no color to it. This has no color to it. So the 1.1 here, Harple with Jonathan Taylor, which is an interesting strategy in this because think about it. You have the ability to start 2 quarterbacks on a weekly basis. So if you look at the top quarterbacks, if you can get 2 quarterbacks, they have the potential to put up 30 to 50 fantasy points on a given week. If you take that into consideration, you could be looking at 60 to 100 fantasy points versus the bottom half of the NFL and quarterbacks are only putting up 10 to 15 fantasy points a week, right? But there are still guys like you could look at a Marcus Mariota. He could probably get to 15 fantasy points. Daniel Jones, Mitchell Trubisky, these guys, the bottom end guys, even Mac Jones, guys like that could still put up 15 fantasy points in that range. But if you look at them compared to the top tier, we're talking a big difference, especially if you're starting 2 of those guys on a weekly basis. So you can see we're not all about shimmy shine with the computer screens. Okay, well, I dig it, man. I really am glad that you can see this draft board good here. It's not bad. It's just like no color. I'm totally not used to it because look at all that color and then no color. Wait, yeah. So maybe it's my dark mode on my Google Chrome. Maybe if I use a different browser. He does suck, JJ Bama, and he could be supplanted by Desmond Ridder early on. But for right now, he's going to be the starter, and he's going to be on a leash. But still, with his rushing floor, we're talking about fantasy here, so he does have a rushing floor. Although Marcus Mariota does still have some hype. I actually sold some Marcus Mariota cards the other day, and was surprised about it for pretty decent, like a Topps Chrome Refractor and a couple base tops for $40. I had listed on eBay as like sold. I was like, oh, sweet, So yeah, but look at with the ability to start 2 quarterbacks, I think it is important, especially like look how quickly quarterbacks I think are even going faster in this than you saw in our sleeper Superflex draft we did on here just I think it was like a week and a half ago. So look at the priority placed on quarterbacks, and you do have to kind of take the draft board as it falls to you, whether it's best player available or whether it's trying to strategically stack your team and get guys that are on those shootout teams, those high octane offense. I put together my entire rankings for best ball before I hopped on here, and basically like my favorite teams that I'm targeting are definitely the Bills, the Cardinals, fast pace of play, the Chargers, the Buccaneers, the Rams, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Broncos, and the 49ers. Those are kind of like my top teams. And then I would also throw in, like, I do like the Colts. I do like the Vikings kind of on that fringe. All right, we're back on the clock. You can see the ton of quarterbacks have gone off the board here. Stephon Diggs is out there. So it's like, boom. I say we go ahead and secure the stack right here. I mean, wide receiver 1, QB 1, upside. I mean, the thing about best ball is you've got to pick like you're right. I'm surprised nobody sniped me on that Stephon Diggs. None of you guys must be in this one. I don't see Derek out there. He surely would have sniped me. So I'm back on the clock here. Tua, Kelsey went at the turn. Let's see what we've got. Man, Devontae Adams, Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris. I almost want to go like this hero QB wide receiver type format. Like, look at my options now. I almost want to take another quarterback. I think I should. And I think I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence here over Deshaun Watson. Yes, because I do think from all the signs pointing, even though they settled all those cases, it looks like the league is going to come down on him with the iron fist to make an example out of him because of this entire scandal, this entire thing that has gone down. So I think he's at least going to miss half the season, potentially a full season. Justin Fields, with how long he holds the ball in the pocket and the lack of supporting cast there in Chicago, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have the best season out of any of those guys we're faced with. And if we wait again, like we could be looking at a worse situation than Ryan Tannehill, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Jared Goff type range. And we'll see. Maybe that's not 100% optimal, but I do think that with the upside, the ceiling, potential ceiling that Trevor Lawrence does have with both passing and rushing, we could be looking, if we're right, at getting roughly 100 fantasy points a week from these 3 guys alone. And then we stack the rest of our team with quantity. And I think there's still a lot of volume left, like a lot of really talented players. Because look, Tua, Diggs, Henry, Eckler, Cousins, Carr. Look at some of these rosters. Most of them already do have 2 QBs. Flinks here goes with the Brady Evans stack. He's got Jalen Hurts in the first. Modog went McCaffrey, Jefferson. But look, he's like, no, I can't hold out anymore. Got to get a QB. Wolf Lobo 1 went Dak, Trey. Now Matt Ryan. He's going QB. So he's really going QB. And when everybody else is going QB, like you just can't miss out, man, or you will lose this league. Grofster went Burrow, Chase, Swift. So he's only looking at 1 QB. He does have the Burrow Chase stack, and maybe he's hoping that he gets Goff here. I would be surprised if Grofster doesn't get Jared Goff here. I guarantee you that's his play. Modog gets his second QB with Daniel Jones coming in the 4th. Let's see what Grofster does. I guarantee you he gets Jared Goff. Boom. See, Grofster gets Jared Goff. Now he's got a little Goff Swift stack. He's got a little Burrow Chase stack. That's not a bad strategy. I like that, picking from the 8th spot. So ultimately, you do have to play with what the board gives you. You do want to get some team stacks because you definitely want to pick as if you're right. Let me see what is that an even better view, guys? That might be an even better view. That's as big as I can make the screen. I'm still kind of vetting out what the best view is here on StreamYard for these drafts. I'm going to do as many as I possibly can. Let's see what Cashew Nuts went Cooper, which don't blame him there at the 7, going best player available. Then he went Rodgers, Mixon, Debo. See, I don't like that because he went Rodgers over Carr, over Cousins, and I just don't think Rodgers, with playing slow, with losing Devontae Adams, is going to have quite the same production he has in past years. He's already alluded to it several times in press conferences and stuff. Let's see what RBB is going with a similar stack, and obviously he's got the shield, so he's like one of those guys that does a million drafts, experienced drafter. He went Lamar, Cousins, Mark Andrews, got the stack with Lamar, Andrews, Cousins, went with best player available and Nick Chubb. All right, we are on the clock. Tyreek Hill went. So let's see. Man, T. Higgins is out there. Really hard not to go T. Higgins. See, this is why I'm struggling to not punt that. I'm gonna. Well, he's already at the top. So Keenan Allen. I don't even mind AJ Brown, Javonte, Mike Williams. I'm starring up some guys because I'm gonna see. I want to use this time. I'm fine with T. Higgins here. Looks like I'm gonna get him anyways. So almost have to punt the running back position where I'm at. And I think there's going to be a lot of running back talent left later in this draft. I'm perfectly fine going with quantity over quality in the running back position. Is definitely a strategy that the winner of Best Ball Mania 3 did last year. The guy that won, Pete Overzet, shout out to Pete Overzet. He won like 5th place, is like 5th place in the Best Ball Mania. He went 0 RBs, so he didn't take his first running back to like round 5 or 6. The guy, I'm back on the clock, so let me see what gotta pay attention here. Javonte is there, but with Keenan Allen still out there, I'm going best player available here, going with week 15 through week 17 game theory, in the sense that you have, that's not the image I wanted to pull up. This is the image I wanted to pull up. You have from weeks 15 to 17 here, these are the most games that Vegas is predicting to go 50 points and over. So look at the Rams. They've got 3. The Bucks have 2. The Chargers have 2. And the Chargers in week 17 are playing the Rams. The Buffalo Bills are playing the Bengals. So definitely want to think about game stack almost from like a daily fantasy mindset for the playoffs in this, but ultimately you got to get to the playoffs. So I'm still trying to focus on best player available that's going to give me the best points throughout the season. All these guys so far would also, I think, if you could buy into them at the right price point, would be good investments. Keenan Allen is a guy that's undervalued in the market because he's not a bona fide Hall of Famer. Even though he's on a great team, like his production is good, but it's never been top 3 elite. And he's so far away from becoming a Hall of Famer, and he's getting older. Like he's a 2013 rookie. So he's going into his ninth season, if I did that math right. So yeah, 9th season. So but if he were to go to the playoffs this year with the Chargers, we expect him to, I think, make that run. And if he goes there, obviously there's going to be big hype. Or if he can really take his game to the next level, stays healthy, and puts up top 5 wide receiver numbers, yeah, his more rare stuff is still like, it's not dirt cheap, right? Like he's not selling as a nobody on eBay, and there are transactions for him every week. But at the same time, like his 2013 Topps Chrome X-Fractor is only going for like $10-15. And I'd like to see that card go for like $30-40. And maybe it doesn't get there because there's just too many of them. But if you look at like his select autograph card, like his 2013 select autograph card, that is a pretty expensive card. But that's also first year select. So there's more boxes that card checks. It's more rare, has a higher quality. I will say my one like set and insert that I really like from 2013 is select hot rookies and hot stars inserts, every single one of the hot stars inserts that I've gotten has graded a 10. I'm shocked. Every one of these that I see grades a 10. It's got a very high gem rate. I think they just made that first year of a Panini Select. We're talking modern day Panini Select with a high quality and giving it a high gem rate. So let's see. Now we're starting to get into a lot of skill position territory. And see, this is why I waited on running back, because check it out. Like ETN just went off the board. Would have been insane if he fell to me, but Ezekiel Elliott just went off the board. I think that we're going to have some really just fine running back talent that falls to us. And we've already got 3 absolute stud wide receivers plus 2 stud quarterbacks. So we're sitting in a really good spot. And with the optimized lineup on a weekly basis, I don't have to worry about making start-sit decisions on running backs. So if a guy gets hurt and my guy, like, for example, if I pick up Alexander Madison late and Dalvin Cook goes down, boom, all of a sudden I got an RB1 that's going to automatically optimize my lineup, and I got him later in the draft. That is incredibly valuable. Same thing with Melvin Gordon. He's going so late compared to Javonte Williams. However, Melvin Gordon's going to be right back in that spot where he was last year with Javonte. And Javonte is a grinder back, man. He had the most forced missed tackles in the league last year. They can't give him the ball 300 times a season because he's going to get injured with the way he runs. He's a violent uphill runner. He didn't get that opportunity share at North Carolina State with Michael Carter. He actually shared a backfield with Michael Carter. He's another guy going super late who's definitely going to get a lot of work in his offense as well. So there's plenty of running back talent in a best ball format that you can take late, that it's like if you get like 6 of them, and you can start up to 4 on a weekly basis in Superflex. So, but as little as 2, I can optimize my lineup with the 2 quarterbacks with really good wide receivers and quantity on running backs. I do need to kind of look at a tight end. I might be screwed on tight end here. Oh, snap. See, this is what I'm talking about, baby. George Kittle's still out there. Boom. Talk about a fall. Talk about a fall. I just got George Kittle in the 6th round. Now, the ADP that Underdog shows on here is not up to date. This tournament just came out yesterday. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're on Underdog Fantasy. We're playing in a best ball draft, Superflex style, puppy, $5 entry, $50,000 first place prize with 55,000 entrants. And it's filling up quick, so we want to get in on this. We're back up. Let's flag some guys. I got to do it, man. I got to go right back. We could even go Gabe Davis here at this point, but I can't go Gabe Davis. You know what, though? Yeah, well, I got picked already. Ran out of time, which is fine. I was going to go Allen Robinson. I actually saw Breece Hall out there. I was like, wow, that's incredible value. But I can't pass up Allen Robinson on the Rams. We talked about those 50-point over-under totals, especially towards the end of the year. The Rams this year, look at how many 50-point over-under games the Rams have this year. Buffalo week 1. So I got game theory right there, week 1, to start out of the gates hot with A-Rob. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. 11 games out of their 17 games this year are Vegas is predicting to go over 50-point totals. That's because they're the defending Super Bowl champs. They're going to have playing the best teams. And it's all teams that have good quarterbacks that can force shootouts. Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady. Well, maybe San Francisco, they don't have a point total there. So that game could turn into a shootout. We don't know. But San Fran's good, man. They figure out great coaching. Trey Lance could be really good rushing floor. They figure out a way to get it done with the rushing game. Dak Prescott, another Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. Boom. That's what we're talking about right there. It's kind of game theory. So far, I'm really liking this roster. The only stack I've got is very skinny, but is very thick at the same time. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, round 1, round 2. Let's see what these other cats are doing. Wonder if I pop this open. Yeah, I could pop this full thing open and keep this open while we're going here. And then I could do this. This kind of gets my, yeah, this ADP is not, I like that bigger view though, because it just makes it that much bigger. All right, so this ADP is not optimized for Superflex. For what I heard yesterday on Pete Overzet's channel, I think shout out to Splash Play, I think is the name of their channel. They do a great job over there. But he was thinking, someone who was commenting on his channel, that this ADP was ported in from the first Superflex league, or the first Superflex tournament that Underdog Fantasy started up before the NFL draft. And it was their initial ADP. So they basically just ported in the initial ADP, and then it'll take like 72 hours for it to update, for it to settle. Hopefully they establish an ADP specifically for this tournament, because it's obviously night and day from the standard Best Ball Mania or the standard Puppy, where it's a single quarterback league, standard flex league. AJ Dillon finally going off the board at the beginning of the 8th round. So I'm probably going to be looking J.K. Dobbins. That would have been awesome if he fell to me. But finally going off here in the 8th round. So I'm probably going to be looking. Finally, Deshaun Watson goes in the 8th. Watch this, guys. I guarantee you I'll probably be able to get Rob Gronkowski at the very end of this draft. You can go ahead and pencil him in, because I'm not buying that retirement at all. But let's see what kind of tight we got. Our tight end. We did get Kittle. Happy about that. We're definitely going to get a second, maybe a third tight end with Kittle, because Kittle may not be the most consistent this year, although I do think he's going to have some monster games. So that's why his ADP is slipping. There's definitely like injury concerns. There's also usage, target share concerns with Trey Lance. So Kittle's ADP slid. However, I still think when the dust settles in San Francisco, he's still going to get some nice opportunities, some high value opportunities. Man, look at that Juju going there in the 9th, or the 93 overall, but back into the 8s. Still seems like good value. So ADPs are settling in. We're on the clock. Let's go over here. Boom. I'm happy with I'll take Josh Jacobs here, actually. Take my first running back. Josh Jacobs. Let's go back to this mode. All right. So we got another, what I believe is a high-value running back taking super late. I don't know why his ADP has slid this far. That's pretty egregious for him to go this far after all those guys, but I'll take it. I will absolutely take it, because a lot of high touchdown upside. There's a path for Josh Jacobs to have double-digit touchdowns this year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes. We got Treylon Burks out here. Still like Adam Thielen still. Hunter Renfrow out there. We just went, dude, I'm going to go T-Hawk here. I'm going to go TJ Hawkinson here, lock down 2 potential top 5 outcome on any weekly basis tight ends. I like that, because think about it, Superflex, you could start 2 tight ends, and that's just a great value. I'm kind of going best player available there out the top, and as well, run out of time. You have to think quick, and if you don't think quick enough, whoever you got queued up, or whoever's at the top of the ADP, which is not sorted right. These rankings and these ADPs on this ranking right here is not sorted right, man. So, like, I've got to absolutely look how Ken Walker's still out there, Tyler Lockett, man. I'm loving his value. Cordell Patterson, and he's still an RB, so he's out there. Damian Harris is still out there. Like, ton of running back value. Kareem Hunt is still out there. Devin Singletary. Looks like they've got his ranking fixed here with James Cook, although we may see James Cook drafted ahead of Devin Singletary. I think Devin Singletary is still going to have a much better season than James Cook. It's not like Devin Singletary is James White or something. He ain't that old. Tyler Boyd, love that value there. There's Gronk. You can actually star him. They won't draft him. See, Rob Gronkowski's out. Won't automatically be drafted from your queue. Rashad Penny, that's insane. I'm going to put Penny up here. above Ken Walker. Boink. There we go. Ramondre Stevenson is a great best ball running back. Damian Pierce. And look at all this running back talent still out here. Ronald Jones in Kansas City. That's why I honestly think the best strategy as of right now, at least in this draft room on this draft board, I think we're making out really well so far. All right, there goes Ken Walker. I told you guys, Ken Walker is going to go way earlier than Rashad Penny, just based on Ken Walker's college resume from Michigan State and the whole rookie element. That's kind of the same reason why people will invest in rookies over a more proven second, third, fourth year guy on the same team. It's kind of like a little bit of FOMO going on there, because Rashad Penny, if 100% healthy, is better. I'm sorry, but he is. He's bigger. He's more explosive. A dude was incredibly explosive and coming down the stretch last year, but it's always been a health concern. And because of that, people are just kind of letting him slide. But best ball, baby. Best ball. I'm not necessarily looking for him to be my RB1 every week. If he is, that's fantastic, right? I get him in the 10th round. Bob, this is underway, brother. This is underway. We're in the 10th round, actually. We're halfway through this thing. But we're doing another one Sunday at 2 p.m. If I get away with another one this weekend as well, I will. I'll try and give as much notice as possible. This one was very spontaneous here. We're on the clock, guys. Let's see what we got. Christian Kirk still out there. Ooh, bam, hit it. There we go. No brainer, man. I got Trevor Lawrence. So there goes we got another stack, man. The amount of money they paid Christian Kirk. It'd be interesting to see where they line him up at. You know, they do still have Marvin Jones, and they brought in Zay Jones, but Christian Kirk got the big contract, right? He got the top. It ended up after Tyreek's and AJ Brown's and Marquise Brown's. Now he's like top 5 in the league contracts. So still paid him a lot of money for being like a tier 2 type player on Arizona. Oh, I'm back up, y'all. I say we go Rashad Penny here. Not necessarily getting our Buffalo. We could go Devin Singletary too. We could. Oh well, man, that clock runs out quick. That clock runs out so quick. It's like, I don't know, man. You got to be on point. It's important to queue people up in this format. But yeah, no, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. We got that. That's our RB2. That's only our RB2, but if you look at the rest of our roster, I'm absolutely loving it for this format so far. So let's look at what some of these other guys have done strategy-wise. Let's see. So the guy, this is kind of where I drafted at yesterday, was the 5 spot. Lamar. I went Lamar as well. So Lamar's got a firm, for me so far, got a firm 1.5 ADP. And yesterday it was Josh Allen, I think, Mahomes, Herbert, then Jonathan Taylor, then I went Lamar. I don't remember the rest of it. And then I actually was able to get Trey Lance on the way back. In this league, Trey Lance went at the 2.1. I got Trey Lance all the way back here yesterday. You can see there's going to be quite a bit of variance with the flexibility of roster construction in these Superflex leagues. One of the reasons why I absolutely love it, because you could start 2 quarterbacks, or you could start 4 wide receivers on a weekly basis, or you could start 4 running backs on a weekly basis. And with this being a best ball format, it's really like just load up on the best players throughout the course of the season that can have these spike games. Like, that's why it's important. But in these big tournaments, like if we're playing in a league that's just the 12 of us, I think you can do more of that. Whereas in these big tournaments where you're consolidating against 55,000 other people, you do need to first and foremost win your league, but then you got to think about the tournament structure and how quickly it gets consolidated down. So like a DFS, you've got to have some uniqueness there. You've got to also think about game stacks and game correlations for week 15 to 17, which we did look at. All right, Christian Watson going at the end of the 11th round. Boom. Justin knows what's up. What's up, Justin, in the house? I was able to get Duvernay with Lamar yesterday. So that was awesome. Really? We got to get you in another 20, Justin, man. It's coming, man. It's coming. Score hot rookies? Yeah, that's super cheap. I was specifically talking about the select hot rookies, Brooke, but I like the score hot rookies design from 2013 as well. But yeah, those, because they made multiple parallels of those score hot rookies. I'll check my player exposure for you guys. Yeah, I'll definitely check my player exposure. I can tell you that I probably have. It would be interesting. Yeah, I've been trying to diversify my exposure. Just like I think it's smart in football card investing to diversify your exposure. To kind of ensure that you're going to hit big on somebody. Use the process that we talk about every week and diversify on these guys that are in these different tiers. I think you're going to hit big if you're making good, sound purchases. Like you're not over leveraging on one guy or overspending on a single guy. Like an example of that would be, drafting Kenny Pickett in the first round. All right, we're back on the clock here. Let's see who we got. Gronk is still there. I say we go with another Alexander Madison. I love it, man. He's out there. Just give him to me. We'll take him there. I got a couple running backs. They're not going to auto draft Gronk for me, so I'm good there. Let's see who else we got out here. Spiller's still out there. We get some running backs here. Hines is still out there. Irv Smith is out there. I like Irv Smith late. Ooh. Did Jalen Tolbert just disappear like right before my eyes? I'm back on the clock. He did, didn't he? Van Jefferson, Tolbert. So he's going that guy's going wide receiver right now. I went 1, 2. Let's see who's out there. I'm not doing a great job of. Yeah, let's take Pierce. I think we're going to take Pierce here. We'll let the clock run out. It'll automatically take him. I don't like any of these wide receivers in this range. That's why. Well, I do like Chark, KJ Osborne, Tyler Algier. I like some value here. I could even get some exposure to Corey Davis, but no, not over Josh Palmer. I can't do it. Like especially with. I'm actually going to move Josh Palmer up. I'm going to move Josh Palmer up here. If he's still out there. Oh, TDP though. George Pickens, like it. Wouldn't mind some Kenneth Gainwell exposure here late. Also, James Robinson, because I did not get. People are kind of getting fooled by James Robinson's recovery timeline. He's going to be available for preseason. He's going to be back. Definitely Khalil Herbert, yes. Yes, please. KJ Hamler, yes. Gerald Everett, yes. Even Marvin Jones got Trevor Lawrence, so that'll go with that stack. He is a nice contested catch winner. Nice deep ball threat there. He's not done yet. Not done yet, man. Sammy Watkins, not a bad end of the draft type pickup. Neither is Hayden Hurst. Honestly, neither is Evan Ingram. Again, got the Trevor Lawrence correlation there. Starring up a bunch of guys. Marlon Mack, No, I didn't take Damian Pierce. So then Marlon Mack would be the guy. Honestly, you could probably put Mack ahead of Pierce, but they're neck and neck right there. Nico Collins, there's Devin Duvernay, super late. And I mean, his value, his ADP is going to go up if Baltimore doesn't sign a wide receiver. That's what all the rumors are lately, is that Baltimore is going to sign another wide receiver, a veteran wide receiver. Like I've heard Antonio Brown thrown out there. I've heard a potential trade to get Tyler Lockett or something thrown out there. Julio Jones, Will Fuller. Those are the kind of names that have been thrown out there, like circling around for the Ravens. Terrell Owens could come back and play. I'm joking. But it's possible. It's possible. Apparently, he's better than that Jalen Mager guy. No way. J.K. Dobbins did not just go off the board, Justin. TDP, the tank. My man Carter, the power in the house. You got to get in on these underdog best ball Superflex drafts are live, Carter. Let's go. Let's go. In the OG, I quietly stacked Matt Ryan with Hines and Pittman. Nice. Boggy's got a second string pulled up. He's in on it. I know, Brooke. It's a shame, but that's because of the age he's at and the lack of a postseason production and appearances. So if they can change that this year, and he is very viable, like if he were to have a Super Bowl performance like T. Higgins or like a Cooper Kupp or how Odell Beckham was playing before he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, that's going to change. But that's what it's going to take to really take like those just base short print cards and those just nice base cards of Keenan Allen to the next level, right? His super rare stuff, yeah, it's got some decent value. We really want to see take that next jump. We're gonna need to see that postseason. I'm convinced we're gonna need to see either top 5 production or postseason, type of performance. It's not gonna just spike on a wide receiver 5 to 10 week because we've seen those a dime a dozen from Keenan Allen. We've seen a ton of those from Keenan Allen. Let's see. Hyde. What's going on here? Oh, we're back on the clock. Palmer. Got him. I'll take him. Take him late, man. Here we go. I don't even have Justin Herbert, but it's okay. I'm probably driving this London guy next to me nuts because he's got Herbert. And now I think I've taken what? I've taken Keenan Allen and Josh Palmer. I'm all about that. I'm all about that Chargers life this year. Let's go. 15. There goes Gerald Everett on the Chargers. All right, so I definitely think we need to keep hitting running back. I'm definitely not opposed to James Robinson here. What's my other choices? Herbert. Yeah, let's just go James Robinson here. This late in the draft. Now, this draft is a total of 20 rounds, so you get 2 extra rounds in this format. But obviously, you got 1 extra position, so they're thinking, you got 1 extra starting position, 1 extra bench position. That makes sense to have those 2 extra rounds. But yeah, I mean that James Robinson's going to be back for camp. He's going to be back in time for the season to start. Obviously, I think ETN is going to be the lead dog, but that's going to be a split backfield, man. I think for how late he is going, plus I get the correlation with Trevor Lawrence. I know he's not the receiving style back, but what if something did happen to ETN? James Robinson is going to slot back into that bell cow style role. James Robinson, either way, could get goal line work. He could get work between the 20s. You get him in the 15th round. We can probably use him in a couple weeks throughout the season, and that's kind of the goal. That's kind of the goal here late. Let me see how many running backs we do have. There TDP went coming down into 14th here, 14.4. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not doing too bad. 5 running backs. Got only 2 quarterbacks, but I'm drafting as if I'm right. Like because of the premium I spent on my quarterbacks, I'm not going to go with quantity. I think it's important to go with either quality or quantity. You can see last year, like I really struggled with my second quarterback position in that Superflex league, but I still made it to the fantasy finals because I had quality in Kyler Murray. And then I had a middling quarterback. And then I actually picked up, I think it was Tyler Huntley. I was able to get on the waiver wire throughout the season. I think I was able to use him a couple weeks. So he came through for me. I was also able to preemptively strike on running backs. I think Justin Jackson was clutch for me coming down the stretch a couple weeks. I'm trying to think of who else was out there that I was able to use. There was a few running backs, but you can see I was also able to get. I did place a premium on running back, but I think that valuation system has changed this year with where wide receivers and running backs are being taken. There is definitely a dead zone, I feel, for wide receivers in that 5th round. Like in this format, it'd be like that 5th, 6th round here. Right around here. There's like well, no, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Maybe be a little bit later. A lot of guys are taking wide receivers around this range, but I just got better wide receiver talent than they did because that's the way I prioritized. Definitely a running back dead zone. Right here, 6th round, Cam Akers was the only running back taken. 5th round here, a couple running backs, Etienne Elliott. So the dead zone gets pushed back because of this format. Still Montgomery, Breece Hall. Yeah, you start to get into this really interesting range down here. It actually gets pushed back quite a bit here to like round 8 through 10. So totally new venture. All right, we're on the clock. Glad I caught that. Man, we're going to just have a full out. We still have a couple Jacksonville players out there. Still got Marvin Jones. What's out here for running back? McKissick, Mostert, Foreman, Michelle, Hoskins, Zamir, Darnus, Mark Ingram. I'm going to go Mark Ingram here. Oh, missed it. Mark Ingram, they got starting running back potential, man. Kamara's going to miss time. Kamara is going to miss time, dude. The guy's in some hot water, guys. Hot water. I'm not a seasoned vet, Bob, but I have been doing a lot of these, and I've also been consuming a ton of content on guys that did win last year and do know what the heck they're doing. And I did do pretty good. What did I just get sniped? I'm just like I'm missing all my picks now. Who do we end up with? Boom, we got another Jacksonville stack. So let's go. Trevor Lawrence, passing game. I like KJ Hamler when he comes back from injury too. That could definitely be a boom week. And he's on one of those teams with that positive plus 50-point game total numbers there. Broncos, not a crazy amount. Only 3. Wow. Let's look at this. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in weeks 15 to 17, we got Rams and Kansas City and KC in week 14. That could be some nice little KJ Hamler games right there. That's the thought there, baby. Plus, you get them in the 16th round. So the price you spent on them, even if I only get 2 or 3 big games out of them, pays off. Pays off that ADP all day. You like how I'm destroying London's stat, Carter? Let's see what we had. Herbert, Henry, Najee, Tyreek, Tannehill, Mills, Moore, Brown, Gage, Olave, Ertz, Landry, Michael Carter, Osborne, Darrell Williams, Jacoby. Yeah, I did snipe him on Keenan Allen. I did snipe him on Josh Palmer. But not a crazy, too crazy of a snipe. Now let's see if what else we can snipe here. I do think it's optimal to get 3 quarterbacks as well, but I just don't know if there's any quarterbacks. Well, Sam Darnold's out there. at this point, we're going backups. Like I'd maybe go Gardner Minshew late here. Definitely go Sam Darnold late. You could potentially throw some flyers on Jordan Love super late. Sam Howell. You could definitely throw some flyers on Sam Howell super late. Potentially Andy Dalton. Who else we got out here? Nick Foles, potentially Nick Foles. Kellen Mond. Miss Stidham, Gilbert, Ripien, Gabbert. Like, you really having to dig deep if you don't. Tyrod Taylor's an interesting one because he used to be with Brian Daboll in Buffalo, and they brought in Tyrod Taylor this year, and I think that was probably a Daboll decision. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat, but there's some interesting game theory that I have that, of course, they did not exercise Daniel Jones' fifth-year option, and it could have been a Brian Daboll decision to bring in Tyrod Taylor. So, and obviously Tyrod Taylor's got a lot of rushing upside as well. So Daniel Jones could be on a very tight leash this year. And if he does not, like Brian Daboll, they brought him into New York to win. They didn't draft Evan Neal and reach on Wan'Dale Robinson for them to go 0-6. If something like that happens, I guarantee you they're going to jump ship on Daniel Jones and start Tyrod Taylor. So Tyrod Taylor might be the sneaky late play. I'd love to hear what your game theory is on that in the chat. What's going on, Boomer? What's up, man? What's up, man? We're about to be on the clock. I do want to get like one or two more running backs and then one more quarterback. I think we're pretty set on wide receivers here. We've got about 9. There's quite a bit of not a whole lot of running back talent. Sony Michel's out there. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. I didn't get him. No, I'm on the clock now. Zamir White is interesting. We could go Zamir White, obviously. And we also went Josh Jacobs. I hate to handcuff like that, so we got to kind of pick like we're right. Hassan Haskins is going to be the primary backup to Derrick Henry, but it still could be Dontrell Hilliard. I do like D'Ernest Johnson, maybe James White. I think Kenyon Drake might get cut from the team. I'm going to go James White here. I don't know what his full injury status is like. He could miss the first part of the season, but I mean, he's got rapport. He's got that history. He's got the status, the seniority. I should say the seniority. He's got that seniority with the Patriots, and they could use him on those passing down works. Trey Sermon is an interesting pick this late. So is Brian Robinson. I'm going to go Brian Robinson here. That one's for you, Carter. You pick the Alabama running back, Grinder. I wasn't able to get TDP, so let's see where we're at. Oh, I missed a pick. I sniped London again. I sniped London. I didn't even do it intentionally that time. He drafted Davis Mills in the 6th round. I think I'm going to finish. I may have to finish off with a running back, or I just go Tyrod Taylor. Gardner Minshew already went. So Tyrod Taylor is still out there. Although I did say I was going to pick Gronk in the final round. Now I'm torn. They do want a third quarterback that could potentially be used. Although I'm feeling really good about Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence. So let's just do this view right here. Let's do this view so you can see the final 2 rounds. Let's see who gets picked here. Here we go. Scroll to the live feed. Sam Howell's going. There goes Sam Howell. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Tyrod Taylor here in the last round because I was able to get TJ Hawkinson and I was able to get George Kittle. So I got T-Hawk and Kittle. Feeling good about that. I'm just going to roll with that. We're going to get a third QB in the last pick here. It's either that or Gronk. Brian. Well, I may go running back, just because I do need. I would like a little bit more depth there. Could even star up some Trey Sermon, maybe some Myles Gaskin. Still got Damian Williams, Samaje Perine, yeah. Keyshawn Vaughn, Pierre Strong. I missed out on Brandon Bolden's an interesting one, with Patriots bringing over Josh McDaniels. He's got history with Bolden. This is my theory on why I think Kenyon Drake gets cut from the team, because they brought in Brandon Bolden. They also bring in Josh McDaniels. Bolden is kind of Josh McDaniels' guy, if you think about it, from New England. So if you put that together, apparently Bolden's got much better pass catching ability than Kenyon Drake, who just stinks. And I think that he's going to surrender the pass catching work to Bolden. And if that's the case, then they can just cut Kenyon Drake from the roster, because you also drafted Zamir White. It's probably better than Kenyon Drake. There goes Zamir White by the Cashew Nuts in the last round. Danny Gray, Brian Robinson went. So all those guys I was kind of thinking about picking are gone. Let's see who we get here. Hannah Montana. James Washington. Zay Jones. Khalil Shakir. Tupac. That's Tupac Shakir. Brian Edwards by London. We get our final pick. We do get our choice of Gronk, or we could go Tyrod Taylor. Also have Bolden out there. We did draft Josh Jacobs earlier, though. I'm going to go with the third quarterback. I'm going to go with Tyrod Taylor. Boom. There we go. It's in the books. It's in the books, guys. I'm liking the roster, and I'll show you the roster here. Projected 28-38. Solid, man. 3 quarterbacks, 6 running back, 9 wide receiver, 2 tight end. Lamar Jackson, Trey Lance. No, that's not my roster. That was the one I did earlier. That was the one I did yesterday. Oh, wait. Hold on. Active? Oh, it's probably active. No? Completed? NFL. Here we go. No, it's not showing up yet. I guess because maybe it takes a minute. So this is just my exposure for Superflex. Yeah, this is going to be my exposure just for Superflex. So that's not going to be like ideal to look at yet. Maybe early next week, that'll be good. But let's see if I got my exposure for just NFL 2024 season, because I did 24 of these. Woof, something went wrong. Maybe I just need a refresh. Maybe I can get in. Got a lot of AJ Green exposure, probably because I was drafting him so late. Wide receiver 81. A lot of Chenault exposure. Probably need to diversify that a little bit. A lot of Breece Hall exposure. I do like him. I got a lot of Breece Hall exposure. A lot of Nico Collins exposure late. Yep. Jacoby Myers. Yeah, I was drafting a lot of him late. Always seemed to fell to me. Marlon Mack. A lot of Gronk. A lot of Gronk. A lot of Brian Robinson. Leonard Fournette. Take it. A lot of Tim Patrick. Trey Lance. Almost 40%. Melvin Gordon. Dalton Schultz. Michael Carter. Got 30%. Joe Burrow. There we go. 30% Alexander Madison, 30% Allen Robinson, 30% Jamar Chase, 30% Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, 30%, Travis Etienne, George Pickens, 30%, AJ Brown, 23%, now going down 23%, Fields, Murray, Keenan Allen, Dak Prescott, Zamir White, 23%, Josh Palmer, Darnell Mooney, KJ Osborne, Tom Brady, 23%, T. Higgins, 23%, TJ Hockenson, and Trevor Lawrence, 23%. There you go. I'm not going to go through this whole list. What do you guys think? We got to get in some more of these. We're at the hour mark. I gotta peel, but I had fun, guys. That was a blast. I hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button if you could. Let me know that you enjoyed this live stream. We're going to do more of these Superflex Bestball drafts while they're still around. This is probably going to fill up within the next week or two. If you want to get in on this action, remember, promo code QUEST over at underdogfantasy.com. Get in there. Get it going, man. It is so much fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Sunday at 2 p.m. Let's go. Have a good Friday, guys. Peace.